one day, on your way to work, school, wherever you may be planning to go. But then you realize you're not at your house anymore. You're standing next to a large group of people all standing around in a circle. You ask one of them what is going on, and they proceed to tell you that the man in the middle is being persecuted for his religious beliefs, and he's going to be whipped. You watch as the man is whipped 20 times. You can't believe your eyes. The guards then yell and threaten the crowd, and they disperse rapidly. But by the time you're able to get out of the way, the guards are coming towards you full speed with the prisoner in the back. You try to get out of the way, but then you trip. You lay there face down, waiting for your death in just a matter of seconds. But then you sit up. You're at your house, in your bed, safe, but confused. It was just a dream. Maybe this is what you imagined as you were sitting there thinking about that. This crazy dream is just a mere glimpse of what the Puritans faced in reality. They could not worship as they pleased. They did not have the religious freedom that we have today. And that was what they really wanted. Professor of religion at North Carolina University, author of many books and versions of the Bible, John Boker captures in the concise Oxford Dictionary of World Religion and states that the Puritans are those members of the 16th century church in England who were dissatisfied with the Elizabethan settlement of religion. With those thoughts in mind, let me discuss even further about the Puritans. Here are the three topics. They are that the Puritans are a very religious group of people. They settled in America, and they remained religious throughout their daily lives. First, let me begin with the Puritans are a very religious group of people. They rejected any other beliefs other than their own. Historian Jerry Colby captured this in his history book, History of the World in a Christian Perspective. He describes their behavior towards beliefs in the 1500s in the Old World as refuting bishops completely, making a Presbyterian type of governing church. They wanted each local church to be independent and separate from all other churches, particularly the Church of England. They did not approve of worldly pleasures and frugality, and self-reliance and hard work were considered virtues. According to writer Judy Mansue in his article, Puritan Beliefs, the Puritans' strongest beliefs were on free will and sanctifying the human soul. They affirmed that the English church was fraudulent and that real Christians must be separate from it. The first belief that was different from the Church of England was predestination. According to John Wilson in his excerpt Puritans in the World Book Encyclopedia, they stressed grace, devotion, prayer, and self-examination to achieve religious virtue. Calvinism was another one of those beliefs. According to writer Judy Mansue in his article, Puritan Beliefs, they believed that the consequences of our mistakes on earth determined whether we would go to heaven or hell. Because of all these beliefs, the Puritans were persecuted. The main reason? They didn't agree with the Church of England. This made them want to find somewhere else to live. But where would they go? The New World, of course. They could worship as they pleased and did not have to worry about being persecuted. This leads me to my second point. The Puritans settled in America. According to Donna M. Campbell, an English professor and writer at Washington State University, in her article entitled Puritanism in New England, from 1629 to 1643, around 21,000 Puritans moved to the New World together with many non-Puritans. And here's an example of their arrival. In the New World, there were 13 colonies. The first people to live in the New England colonies were not the Puritans, but the British Pilgrims who had receded from the Church of England. 8 years prior to the British Pilgrims, the Puritans reached the shores of Plymouth and established their own settlement, the Massachusetts Bay Colony, which soon ruled over that vicinity. Just as I captured in the middle, the church in my poster, churches were at the center of Puritan colonies because they believed that their life should be centered around God. And those who did not believe, as the Puritans did, were forced to live someplace else. Here's an example of life at the Puritan colonies. Now we are at my third and final point of the Puritans worked hard in their everyday life, but yet they still remained religious. Puritans were farmers and hard workers. They worked, according to James F. Klunk, professor at the University of Maryland, in his topic entitled Puritan New England, Puritans would have some form of trade, and Puritan women would help in the fields and with the farm animals, and could also have a trade as well. Here is an example of a Puritan man coming home to his wife from a hunt. And here is an example of a Puritan woman using her spinning wheel. The seasons all dealt with the farm and caring for it. If they did not work, they would not eat. The Puritans worked from dusk till dawn and did not have any time for leisure. They attended church regularly. Church was on Wednesday and Sunday. After church, government meetings were held. Religion, defense against the Indians, and practical problems of the community were talked about at these meetings. Clearly, one can see that the Puritans were very religious, hard-working people and went through much persecution because of their beliefs. Through the 3 points of the Puritans were a very religious group of people. They settled in America and worked hard in their everyday life, yet remained religious. So the next time you begin to take your religious freedom for granted, imagine yourself in that 1600 time frame and think about the things that the Puritans had to go through in order to have religious freedom.